Imagine a place where the sun kisses the ocean and nature's magic comes alive. Welcome to Costa Rica, a place where adventure meets serenity and every moment feels like a new beginning. Embark on thrilling excursions like horseback riding to hidden waterfalls, where the beauty of nature takes your breath away. Feel the rush as you conquer jungle trails on an ATV, discovering hidden gems around every turn. Savor the flavors of Costa Rica with fresh local cuisine that will leave you craving more. Let the vibrant energy of nature rejuvenate your soul and embrace the Pura Vida lifestyle, a life of pure joy of living in the moment. Whether you seek relaxation or adventure, Costa Rica offers a perfect blend of both, all while connecting with incredible singles just like you. Come experience the magic of Costa Rica with our host site, Tour Hero, and myself as your personal guide. An unforgettable adventure awaits where you'll leave feeling transformed. Good afternoon. This is a very odd time for me to be going live, but I'm headed in the office and we're going to have a conversation today about femcels. We have not talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it now. Okay? What is a femcel? How does one become a femcel? What does a femcel look like? Okay. Now, you may be familiar with the term incel, so involuntarily celibate. They use that term to describe young men who cannot get laid, cannot get women, right? Have poor social skills. A lot of these men live their lives on Reddit message boards, and they kind of live their lives in this vacuum, right? Of all women are the same, you know, and all the red pill rhetoric and all of that, and a lot of them have been black pilled, which basically means that it's hopeless in their eyes. Like, it's hopeless. All women are the same. There's no pleasing women, you know, just very fatalistic by nature. And so there is the female counterpart. We don't talk a lot about it, but there is the female counterpart. And they are called femcel, okay? And that is the female involuntarily celibate. That is a woman who has fallen deep into the anti-man, anti-male, you know, fourth wave feminist. So she's listening to all these YouTube channels and following all these pages by feminist women who are basically telling you, you know, how awful men are. These are the women that are putting out the, I'd rather be in the woods with a bear than with a man, right? So here's something I want you to understand. You, just like you have to watch what you physically eat, and I had to learn this the hard way. When I cleaned up my diet, when I stopped letting everything in my mouth and letting everything go through my body, I cleaned up my diet. That's when I realized that 80% of getting my body to the way I wanted it to look was in what I ate. So I was working out, I was walking, I was doing all the things, but I was not really getting the results that I wanted. And I had to look at my diet. And once I did that, I was like, oh God, this makes so much sense. So I had to cut out a lot of stuff. I'm still working on cutting out sugar, because that makes a whole lot of difference in the way my body looks. The same is true with your media diet, with what you are consuming online, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. When you live in these echo chambers, and you all know what I'm talking about, when you follow these people that all they're talking about, so this particular woman, she named a couple of channels. I'm not going to name them. I'm familiar with them. I'm familiar with every channel that this woman named. She named a couple of channels of women whose YouTube channels she watches, or she follows them on Instagram. And she's like, yeah, I'm looking for a real, a soulmate, right? I'm looking for real love. I'm looking for my soulmate. I can't seem to find that. I mean, I find men who are physically attracted to me, but they abandon me, or they use me for sex, or, they just don't seem that interested in me. And so she fell into, which is what a lot of men do. She fell into this, okay, sorry. It is very sunny out here, y'all. Let me see if I can put on my sunglasses. But she fell into this, what we call the pink pill, right? So you all have heard of the red pill, and I hope you've heard of the pink pill. So that is the man-hating, men can't do anything right, the patriarchy, men are oppressors, and they've been oppressing and holding us down, and all. That's that. The pink pill is that. Okay? And in my mind, it's the same as the red pill rhetoric. The pink pill rhetoric is the same as the red pill rhetoric. It's the same thing. It is put in place to pit each gender against each other. It's not helpful at all. It's not doing anything to get you married. And this is what I keep telling people. So people who want to get married, people who want to find their person and get married and settle down, please, please stay out of these type of channels. Stay off these channels. Stop looking at their content, because that's not doing anything to help you achieve your goal. Nothing. But y'all stay watching these channels. The men stay watching the red pill stuff or the incel stuff, and the women are now watching the pink pill stuff and the femcel stuff. And it's like, it changes you energetically. You have to understand something. This is an energy game. When you look at that stuff and you think about that stuff changes your brain. It changes the way you think. And before long, you start actually believing that this is real. And guess what? What you believe is what you're going to manifest. That's what a lot of women don't realize. When women tell me, I don't know what it is, but I can't seem to attract men, or I can't seem to attract a certain type of man. I can't seem to go on more than the first date. Like, you got to look at yourself energetically. Something is going on. Something is going on inside of you energetically. You're putting out something that is repelling good men, that is repelling decent men. But energetically, there's a block there. I know that was true for me. There were quite a few times where that was true for me. And when I went inside and I did that work, that's when I cleared that block. But it's something going on energetically. And the truth is, if you keep watching this type of content, if you keep, that's on your timeline, that's all you watching, that stuff is going to change you. And it's wild that people don't think it will, that they can watch it, aimlessly. Oh, I'm just, it's just in the background. I'm just watching this while I'm at work. I'm watching this while I'm driving home, or I'm looking at it. That's not how it works. It's just like advertising, right? Eventually, it's going to get down in your psyche, and you're going to want a burger. You're going to want some fries. You're going to want to buy this. You're going to want to go here. You're going to want to do that. It's just like advertising. That stuff is seeping down into your subconscious mind. And look, you may say out of your mouth, ladies, well, I love men, or I want to get married, or I want to be in a relationship. But energetically, you are vibrating at a level that says, I don't trust men. Men are not to be trusted. Men are predatory. Men are fill in the blank. All men want is sex. Men are this, men are that. Like, fill in the blank, right? Whatever derogatory, negative thing you can think of, that's what's running in the background. And that's the level of energy in which you are vibrating. And it repels good men. So whether I'm saying out of my mouth, all men are predatory, men are dangerous, all men want is sex, right? I don't have to say that out of my mouth. I'm vibrating at that frequency. And that's going to repel good men. And some men would even tell me, I don't know what it is about her, but just, I'm not going over there, or I'm not talking to her. I'm not doing X, Y, Z, right? And they even will say, I don't even understand what's going on, but it's just, I don't know. But that's probably what it is. They can feel energetically that she doesn't like men. And men, and like I said, y'all think men are so dumb and stupid and, you know, they don't know anything. They're energetic beings just like us, and they can feel when something isn't right. Like, something isn't right about this girl. I can't put my finger on it, but, you know, they can tell when you don't like them. They can tell when you don't like them. So why would they cross a room? Why would they approach you at work, approach you at school? Why would they come into your DMs if the message you're sending out is men are dangerous, men are predatory, you know, men are this, men are that? Like, I don't like men. They like, I'm going to let you be in peace. I'm going to leave you in peace. So just understand, something energetically is going on. I've been through this myself, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. The same thing happened to me where I was like, what is going on? I cannot seem to attract any men or any good, like, what's going on? But I had to go inside and figure it out. I was like, it's got something to do with me. I am energetically at a level that is repelling men, and I need to figure that out. So I give you that invitation, but the femcel is the woman who is just a turnoff. She's just turned men off. She's completely turned men off. Subconsciously, she does not like men. She's afraid of them. And, you know, she's been listening to this content, this pink pill content, over and over and over. She's got all the talking points. And it's like, no, that will repel a good man, right? And I've been telling people this recently, just on my platform, like, stop using the talking point language. Don't use that language. It's a red flag to a lot of people. Just talk like a normal person. Stop using the language of social media. Okay? What do you bring to the table? Body count and all that other dumb stuff. Stop talking about that. That's going to turn off a good person, right? It's going to let them know you spend a whole lot of time online. You spend a whole lot of time looking at this dumb content and living in an echo chamber. Just don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Whatever the talking point is, don't use it, okay? Do not use the talking points, okay? Talk to people like normal people. And the other thing I'm going to say is this, ladies. Men are suffering. Men are suffering. And here's the biggest red flag of all of the femcel woman. And it's just like the incel man. So it's the same red flag. I can tell an incel man or a red-pilled man or a black-pilled man by this one thing. This number one thing. And it's the same for the femcel. When I start talking about male suicide, when I start talking about men suffering, the loneliness crisis, when I start talking about men's addiction to pornography, you know, and OnlyFans and all that, when I start talking about men and their suffering and just things that we've seen culturally for years, you know, men repressing, you know, their feelings, men not being integrated in masculine and feminine. Like, when I start talking about stuff like that, or I show people videos of men who are suffering or making videos of them crying in their car, this is the number one thing I want you to watch out for. And it is a lack of empathy. When there is no compassion, that's when you know this person is cooked. When they have no empathy and no compassion for another human being that is suffering. Look, and this is what the femcel is going to say. So if a guy comes out and he makes a video about, you know, being depressed or anxious or, you know, almost committing suicide or being addicted to pornography and how hard it is to let it go. And he's like really being sincere. Oh my God, here we go. Don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody care about, when you start hearing that, when you start hearing women talk like that, yeah, run away. Okay? Because that's a woman borderline on femcel. She's lost all compassion for another human being. Oh, I don't know why they're crying now. They've been oppressing people for thousands of years. Don't nobody care about them. Don't nobody care about their problems. Don't nobody care about, yeah. That's not good. That's not good. When you can't have basic compassion. And I told y'all this This was last year, right before I took my break. That's how I knew I was at my breaking point. Right before I took my break in October last year, I had watched like 2 or 3 videos in a row of men making fun of women, making fun of them, making the crying in their car videos, or making fun of the single mom video. And then what really broke me, this is what broke me, I was like, I have to walk away. Because this broke me in half. Then they started making fun of their kids. Grown adult men were on the internet making fun of single mothers' children. I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with this. Yeah, they started coming after their kids. One guy came after a single mom's autistic son. Like, where is your humanity? What is wrong with you that you would have to come after an innocent child, an innocent autistic child? Like, that's the lowest of the low, in my opinion. But when we started coming after kids, when we started, weaponizing children, like coming for children, talking crap about kids, yeah, I was done. So just understand, the femcel is no different, right? She will see a man, expressing genuine emotion about something, and she will just, oh, so what? Don't nobody care. He need to kill himself. He need to do this. He need to do that. Like, the lack of empathy, the lack of compassion. Once we start seeing that, it's done. That person is cooked and they don't even realize it. Like, inside their mind, they have lost their humanity. But I saw a video of a 25-year-old YouTuber today, and he was just distraught over, everybody thinks he's this guy, but he's really not. He is addicted to pornography. He is suffering from erectile dysfunction. He says that he's tried and tried to be with real women in the real world, and he can't get an erection. He said he spent over $20,000 on pornography and OnlyFans. Like, it was heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. I have a 22-year-old son. So I can't even imagine. Like, this kid was just distraught. He was just like, my life seems cool. Y'all think I'm the man, or y'all think I'm cool and I got it going on. And I mean, this is my life. This is my real life. I can't maintain a relationship. I can't feel. He's like, I'm numb all the time. I can't feel love. I can't feel anything. I'm just numb. And I mean, my heart broke. My heart broke for this young man, 25 years old, and you have erectile dysfunction. Like, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. So everybody is suffering. I need you to understand that. The men are suffering, the women are suffering, and we need to have compassion for one another. Okay? Your lack of empathy, your lack of compassion and care for another human being, that is a problem. That's a real problem. All right? I don't care who it is. If anybody is pouring their heart out and they're genuine, they're not on there, playing games with the internet or making a video pretending to be, no, this gentleman seems sincere. And my heart broke for him because I know that scenario is real. Y'all, there are people out here that want to give up their pornographic, they can't. They're like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to stop watching this. I don't know, like, that's how bad they feel about themselves. And this kid, he has like 700,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's clearly making money on YouTube. And he is blowing $20,000 on pornography and OnlyFans. Like, that is sad. What is happening in our world? But we got women now that are black-pilled, women that have just given up. And some of them, they're in my comments. Yeah, I'm just done. I give up. I'm not dating anymore. I don't believe it. I don't believe any of it. It's not real. It's not true. It's not. See, those women, the femcel women, now they're becoming black pill. There's no hope. There's no good men. There's no good women. See, when you start talking like that, that's how you know you've been black pilled. So yeah, it's bad. It's bad, y'all. It's real bad out here. So just know that there are women on the other side that are experiencing something similar as these red pill guys, and it is the femcels. These incels, they got a female version of it. And to me, they're just as destructive. They're just as destructive, just as evil. So we got to get it together. Like, we got to get it together. This is not good. We're not going in the right direction. And all that's going to happen is you're going to self-destruct. In your attack of the other person, you're going to blow up yourself. So we gotta make a change. That's it. That's all I wanted to come on here and talk about. I got to run because I got some consults, and I just realized that I left my computer at home. So my other computer is in the shop, so I'm going to have to use my phone to do these sessions. But we will talk soon. I just wanted to talk about this because it's a whole thing. And I mean, I knew it was out there. I just didn't realize how bad it's getting. It's not that there aren't any good men. It's that sadly good relationships are becoming rare. Yeah. I mean, people are just giving up though. People are just giving up. And like I said, I want you to understand this. When we lose our empathy and our compassion, that's when I know we're cooked. When we start talking about innocent children, when we start coming for innocent children, like, we done. We done as a society. Because y'all do know that there are certain things that are off limits. Like, people's children is off limits. People's special needs kids is off limits. Like, it's just certain things that are off limits. And now there is no such thing. Y'all are on here talking about people's children. That is not okay. That's not okay. He says social media gurus selling trauma. Yeah. Some of these people haven't even dated and have a horrible outlook on love and relationships. And that's the femcel. That's the incel. So the femcel is also a woman who's never been in a real relationship. Because I've had some of those women come into my practice where they've never been in a real relationship, which is wild to me because they're not virgins. Thinking to myself, what? How is this a thing? But it's a thing. They've had these random sexual encounters, but they've never really had a relationship with a man. They've never even been on dates. Some of these women have actually said to me, I've never even been on a date. That's wild. And you giving up boom boom? That's wild. So yeah, it's pretty bad. But I just wanted to briefly talk about that. And I'm going to talk some more about this subject after I do some research. But have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining. And as always, stay open to love.